Well, need I say more? You know, it struck me that nowhere in this video do they say the word home or house. It's all residential development, valuable investment. What is the significance of a development like One Hyde Park?
Well, I think that's a very good point, that it's not really about housing at this point. This is just wealth in housing form. And that gets precisely to the problem. I mean, this advert said that One Hyde Park bucks every trend in the UK housing market, but I think it's probably more accurate to say that it epitomizes all of the bad trends in the UK housing market, which is treating housing primarily as an investment rather than as a space for living, as a home. And that's really the essence of the problem. There's a term that sociologists and some political economists use to talk about this, which is commodification, which is the process of turning something into a commodity.
Which means it can be traded.
Exactly. I mean, as Richard said, it's the process of subjecting something to market forces and supplying something on the basis of whether or not it is a good investment. And that really is the essence of the problem in London, that housing is built in order only to respond now to economic signals, which might be quite removed from actual housing need.
Like the back office and front office that Richard was just talking
exactly.
about.
I mean, when it comes down to it, everyone needs housing, but if housing is only responding to market signals, then it's only going to be supplied for people who can pay. And that's the sort of essence of the disconnect, is targeting.
Yeah. One of the things that really interests me about this issue is that this whole trend that we've been looking at with these real estate adverts and the fact that these people want to invest here, they want to buy a place, even if it's not a home, that's also a sign of success, that these cities are attractive environments to do business, to live, even if only part-time, to invest your capital, that they're safe and stable. So you could say that this is a sign of success. People want to be here. Lots of people, younger people without this kind of money, also come to cities like London and Amsterdam because that's where the jobs are, the opportunities, the partners. And at the same time, this success creates its own downfall. Is this success? What is success?
Well, this is a good question, and this
Thank you.
This is
it really
this is something
me.
that you hear a lot, where people will be writing about the struggles that households have in housing markets in London or in New York, and occasionally you'll hear people say, well, you know, here in Bradford, in the north of England, we wish we had that problem, or in Detroit, we wish we had that problem.
You would like to have.
But
yeah.
I think that this simplifies the issue in a number of ways. I mean, yes, in general, it is success on some level that sort of people want to live in cities. But we need to ask success for whom? I mean, you don't have the financialization of housing, and you don't have the transformation of housing into an investment because people want to live in a city. You have it because financial forces and financial institutions have managed to convince governments to transform property rights and transform the rules regarding real estate investment. I think we need to see these things as symptomatic of this larger phenomenon of housing being produced and distributed purely on the basis of investment considerations rather than as an answer to the question of who needs housing, what is housing for, and where shall we live.
And all the emotional aspects also of having a home.
Exactly.
And being attached, and that's a neighborhood.
And that's
no talk of neighborhood.
Exactly, and I think that's the sort of violence and the tragedy of this way of seeing housing, which is all of the emotional and personal, social and even ethical significance of the concept of home is stripped away, and the question simply becomes, okay, is this a good off-plan investment opportunity?